Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel. January is well and truly underway. We're on the 8th of January now, so Chelsea transfer news, the daily series here on GBFC, first thing in the morning, UK time, to your subscription box. If you do enjoy these videos, please do hit the like button on them because it lets me know that you're enjoying what I'm posting, and subscribe to the George Benson football channel if you haven't already done so. Check out the links in the description to the Shootout channel, mine and Eunice's channel, where we talk about all things football, not just Chelsea, and my travel channel is back as well. We're not doing daily vlogs, but my girlfriend and I are making Bali vlogs together, and we're going to Thailand again to make some content for you lot. So check that out, and also be sure to check out the Telegram if you want free Chelsea tickets. If you want to win one of my hoodies, you got to be there. And we're also giving away a signed Cole Palmer shirt in the month of January. Always good stuff over there. Today we're going to talk Paulo Dybala. I know you guys might be like, Benson, get your head out of FIFA 17 or whatever it was. This guy is finished. He's 30 years old. We're going to discuss him today. We're also going to talk some updates regarding Christopher Nkunku because things have changed since yesterday's video. Izzy Marson is close to Dortmund. Todibo, the race to sign the centre-back. And we finish with Kylian Mbappe, who, as things are getting on here, this is sounding and seeming less and less stupid, less and less far-fetched, and a little bit away with the fairies. We're going to leave that to the end, though, so if you want to hear Mbappe discussions at the end of the video. But first things first, Paulo Dybala is currently available. Chelsea want to make use of Paulo Dybala's €12 million release clause, which is active only for foreign clubs until January the 15th. Now, this gives us 1 week if Chelsea are interested in bringing in Dybala. He is currently at Roma. You look at the stats this season, 5 goals and 6 assists in 13 appearances, and only 68% of those minutes that he's played are from the start. This guy might be 30 years old, which is older than me. And when I talk about footballers that are older than me, it shows how old I'm getting, because these days it's not that many of them, particularly who play for our club, Chelsea. What we get if we sign Paulo Dybala is a player that has been playing at a very high level for some time, but for whatever reason, over the course of the last 2 years or so, there have been a lot of questions about this guy. And when you look at those numbers, 5 goals, 6 assists, that is a goal or an assist almost every game that he's playing in terms of appearances made. €12 million. Now, the reason I'm entertaining this here is because Chelsea do need someone to score goals, and this guy can play as second striker, centre forward, can also play over on the right-hand side as well. And I think at €12 million, when we're talking in yesterday's video about the potential of a pre-contractual agreement to see Osimhen join Chelsea at the end of this season going into next season, having spent €12 million now, it's one of those signings where there's going to be value that's still held on Paulo Dybala's name, even if that doesn't work. It's not as simple as we can loan him, like Spurs have done, by the way, with Timo bloody Werner. Check out the short about that one. €12 million for a 30-year-old. It's experience, top-level experience as well. This guy's been playing in the Champions League. He's been right at the top of the game in Serie A now for some time. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. But if we are going to be doing pre-contractual agreements for Victor Osimhen to come in the summer, then spending €12 million on a player who, yes, it might be past the best years of his career, but he's still delivering. And that is why I find this interesting here. And this news comes from TMW. I am not entirely convinced that this is something that Chelsea will actually go ahead and do, but at €12 million, surely, as much as we'll all just be like, nah, he's past it, no good, surely that is a potential bargain here for a player that really has a lot of ability for now. Let's just think about it for now. For the rest of this season, €12 million. I know the wages will be very high, but I just feel as though this might not be as bad of an idea as a lot of us might be willing to just shove it and push it under the rug. We move to give you guys an update on Christopher Nkunku. Yes, it was a bit of scaremongering. He's not going to be out for another 3 weeks to a month. He should be ready, according to Fabrice Hawkins, he should be ready next week for the second leg of the Carabao Cup and to play maybe against Fulham at the weekend. So, Christopher Nkunku will probably miss the first leg at the Riverside Stadium. I wouldn't want to be playing on a cold Tuesday night in Middlesbrough if I've just had a bit of a dodgy hip for a few days. Not going to lie to you. But then again, I'm also not a footballer. I sit in my office, which is air-conditioned, so it's still cold, but I can put a hoodie on if I want to. Christopher Nkunku can't do that. Don't think he's going to play in the game against Middlesbrough. The match preview for that will probably be out tomorrow morning, as it's a late kickoff. But he's not out for as long as we initially thought, which is brilliant news, because when it comes to like Chelsea and injuries, we very rarely get on like the good side of the fence. You know, there's either he's out for a long time or he's out again for a long time. There's never really, oh, it actually wasn't as bad as we first thought. So Nkunku will be back sooner rather than later. We move into some developments here. This comes from Florian Plettenberg, who works for Sky Sports in Germany. News. Hashtag Maatsen. Positive developments today and final stage now. It's becoming more and more likely that the 21-year-old left-back will join BVB soon. 6 months loan. Verbal agreement is done. I think this one is going to move very quickly. Obviously, today is Monday. This here doesn't look as though there are obligations to buy within this deal. This also comes here from Fabrizio Romano. Dortmund have sent an official loan offer to Chelsea for Ian Maatsen. Talks are now advanced and the player wants the move. It's not a surprise to me that Maatsen wants to go to Dortmund, a team that are going to be challenging near the top of the Bundesliga, looking to get back in the Champions League next season, of course. This, for me, is literally, in my opinion, the perfect club for Ian Maatsen to go to, and also perfect for Chelsea. We're not going to be blessed to get the same offers that we got in the summer, which is when Maatsen probably thought he had a shot to get into Pochettino's team. It was like 31 million that Burnley offered for him, which is a lot of money for a player that you look at this season. You're like, well, the bloke don't even bloody play for Chelsea, does he? He doesn't get a sniff under Pochettino. So I don't think it's going to be that much, but if Ian Maatsen can have some kind of role at Dortmund, they get back in the Champions League, he's playing in the top league, blah, blah, blah. I think there's a world where Chelsea could see him go in the summer for 20, 25 million. And for a player that really is surplus as of right now at Chelsea, that's great business. And as well as that, pure profit on the books. I know that's become kind of like a touchy phrase to keep using, but it's true. Especially in this case when he's not offering anything to the club right now, apart from the vibes that he's been here for a while. Ian Maatsen going to Borussia Dortmund. We move to discuss this story here about Todibo. And again, we're not going to talk about this too much because last week we spoke about this and there's not really been any advances right now. Chelsea, Manchester United and AC Milan have asked for information on OGC Nice defender Jean-Claire Todibo. I hope that was good enough French accent for those of you there who frequent into the French vocabulary on a regular basis. Look, the other day we spoke about Antonio Silva. If Chelsea are linked to a centre-back, that's the guy I'd want. But I also don't want to spend 87 million bloody quid on him, which is apparently what Benfica are asking for. Benfica they just know how to like proverbially pull your bloody trousers down and spank you. Ironically, like we're stealing from them. I don't know how spanking steal. It's a Monday, all right? Let me go here, okay? Let me go. But Todibo, Chelsea, if we're going to try and sign him, United want him, AC Milan want him. Good sign because they're two big clubs, but does it mean he's the right guy? Thoughts on him in the comments down below. And we finish this Chelsea news video today. I know a lot of people, they'll see Mbappe and they'll just be like, oh, no, not going to happen. He'd never go to Chelsea. Too expensive. His wages are outrageous. This guy has basically become like the blockbuster soap opera footballer. He's been that like everything is kind of surrounded by drama. Everything's always got to be Mbappe, Mbappe, Mbappe. I'm incredible, but I'm at PSG. But like everybody wants me. Maybe they don't want Mbappe anymore. My concerns around Mbappe have always been the attitude, the wages. Is it worth breaking the structures that Chelsea have made? Is it worth having a player come in who's obviously a bit of a big deal, who might actually ruin some of the relationships that there is between some of the young players at the club right now? But the news, and why we're talking about this here, Duncan Castles, who reports and writes for The Times, which is relatively reputable source, I would say, not a tabloid, in the UK. Kylian Mbappe is unimpressed by Real Madrid's attempt to push him into signing a pre-contract agreement this month. He wants to further explore a range of sporting and financial options, including a free agency switch to the Premier League. When I say soap opera and Kylian Mbappe, best believe I don't for 1 second think he will leave PSG for free. There will be another twist in this saga. If he doesn't sign a pre-contractual agreement with a club here, like Real Madrid, who, let's be quite honest, when it comes to Mbappe, as much as you might say, well, Chelsea aren't going to get him, there's only a select amount of clubs that would A, ever even entertain the idea that he might want to come, B, could actually afford to pay him anything close. He might not get what he's on at PSG, but he's obviously going to be on mega big money. And he is an unbelievable world-class elite footballer. I'd look at the Premier League and I'm like, Manchester United, I don't know what's going on at that club. They want bloody Graham Potter to go and be in charge. Man City, don't think Pep Guardiola would want him. They've got so many players in those areas. You'd also say Arsenal, potentially, but they're in crisis right now. Liverpool, that one makes sense to be fair, but could they afford him? You start looking around and you're like, Todd Boehly's marquee player. That bloke he's always wanted, and we heard when he first joined, like, I want to keep Chelsea on a map. Didn't say that, and that was the worst. That wasn't an American impression, by the way. But, like, the Premier League is the Premier League. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea are Chelsea. Like, it's West London. It is a very attractive prospect if Bali, Todd Boehly, and the Chelsea board are willing to cough up the money. And look, no matter what I think about Kylian Mbappe when it comes to his attitude, the potential disruption, would he just be like 2 years at Chelsea and then just like flirt with Real Madrid until like he gets that Real Madrid move? Probably yes. But like he just would elevate us to a different level. Like he's such a good footballer. That is the crux of everything. And as much as it wouldn't be free, like you buy Mbappe, you get Mbappe for free because his contract runs out of PSG, best believe it ain't free, mate. It's going to cost us an arm and a bloody leg. Limbs galore. But at the end of the day, the longer this goes on, the more I start to think this is actually a plausible thing here. Real Madrid have been faffing with this Mbappe saga for a very, very long time. You also can't be fully sure about the financial situation of clubs in Spain right now. It's not the Premier League. That's what I keep on saying. But yeah, France International exploring other options before deciding the future. I wouldn't write Chelsea off here, you know. I really wouldn't. I'm not saying I think it's going to happen because I don't. I think he goes to Real Madrid the way that it's always been. But like any good TV show, it's not really a show if it's just one episode. That's called a movie. So that's kind of where I see this whole Mbappe thing. I don't think he's going to end up at Chelsea, but we leave it there. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thoughts, as always, in the comments down below. Subscribe to GBFC if you are new. And stay tuned. There might be another video later today. If not, I'll be back with the news at the same time tomorrow. Come on, you Blues.